Judging by High-Flow Day's long, psychotic, rambling response, it's possible that people didn't really understand the subtext of what I was saying when I said I'd like to bully Richard Carrier. So, here we go. I can see right into a man's soul. I only have the one eye, but I can just look into your soul and see your darkest secrets. Okay, that's bullshit. But some people, they broadcast some truths about themselves. And really, if you look at the Atheism Plus people, at least the ones I've seen, you'll notice some common traits, some things about them that are just very similar and not all that flattering, and even speak to their motives for doing their Atheism Plus thing. Let's go to some pictures. You see, some people spend their entire lives looking in at the in-group and wanting to be a part of it, but they don't really mature to the point where they get over that need to belong to an in-group, so they create one of their own. Now we can see how each of these individuals is, put delicately, a total fucking nerd. And they haven't gotten over that need to feel included. I mean, it's just a tableau that's pretty apparent. A bunch of nerds who have never been a part of the social scene make their own nerdy social scene and then start excluding people. It is a pretty common thing where people cry for justice, but they don't want justice, they want revenge. They don't want equality, they just want to be the oppressor rather than the oppressed. They want to be the slave master rather than the slave. In this case, they want to be the cool clique and, you know, be able to exclude people. And that's the problem with atheism proper as opposed to atheism plus. Non-atheists aren't like, they don't want to join naturally, and that makes it hard to exclude them. Where Atheism Plus, they form their little forum, and then they get to kick you off if you don't agree with them. And this is a lot like popular kids in high school. Yeah, the popular kids have some basic guidelines for being popular, but it all comes down to the group decision. This can be seen in the documentary Can't Buy Me Love, where a young unpopular man, pays an attractive, popular girl to go out with him, gain the group's acceptance, thus making him, via the transitive property of popularity, popular. So, let's just take a look at a little clip that I got out of a Thunderfoot video of P.Z. Myers.
If you win the hand, then I would have to submit and have sex with you.
I just thought I'd throw that in there so I could say, hey, P.Z. Myers, just because you're now part of your own in-group, that doesn't automatically give you social skills, because those of us who can read social cues, that was painfully fucking awkward. Like, it actually caused me physical pain to watch. And I'm honestly not even that sensitive to awkwardness. I generally ignore it, but seriously, that was some... let's take a look at some more Atheism Plus people.
You can't trust the cops, you can't trust people to believe your story, you can't trust the people who hang out with you at these events, you can't trust the leaders of our community to give a damn.
Now you tell me that girl didn't sit alone at lunch every day in high school, and I'll tell you, well, which one of us is missing an eye? Are you seeing this? Look at this. Terrible hygiene, potato face, a total drag. Anyway, now I see this commonality with these Atheism Plus people. You can just look into their soul and see somebody who is a loser, like when they were growing up in high school, in the out group. But most people like that, they get over it, they grow up, right? They realize that the world isn't all about being in the fabled in-group. And this is, I guess it's largely because a lot of people end up in the in-group, realize that it ain't so great, often requires a bunch of tedious going along with shit, or if you're one of those emo types, selling your soul, or whatever. So, you know, a lot of people come to the realization that, you know, whatever, in-group, out-group, fuck it, I'm just going to do my thing. But then there's some people, they just don't get over shit. They don't. And rather than looking for, I mean, what they do is they're like, oh, atheism, how do I make this into a situation where I am one of the popular kids and I can exclude people? And then Atheism Plus arrives, and yay, that's how it turns out. And then anybody that's actually reasonable, wanting to be a skeptic or advance atheist goals or whatever, fuck that shit. This is an engine for my popularity, and I'm going to exclude you. Yeah, I mean, in one sense it's sad, and in another, I mean, bully for them, they finally found that thing that they were looking for, being the popular kids. My only question to the Atheism Plus people is, what's the timetable on you realizing that the in-group, out-group paradigm is just a bunch of shit, growing the fuck up, and letting us all get on with our lives? That's just what I want to know. I mean, like a year, like 6 months. Have a nice day.